The infection spreads. This Nurgle update is sponsored by Putrid Painting.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Nurgle update. As you guys can see, I have been a very busy man. Mainly because I've got a big game where I'm using my Nurgle on Sunday, and yeah, I'm trying to get loads of shit done for that. But oh my god guys, I have got an absolute load of stuff to show you. Some awesome Nurgle-y goodness. So much it'll make your face rot off. How about that? Right guys, well, first things first, let's crack on. Now, what do I want to show you? Maybe I should roll on from last week. Yes, that's a good idea. As you guys know, from last week, I asked you guys to guess what I was making these for. Now, they were for two things. However, one of the plans got started sooner than I had imagined, and it was indeed somebody got it right. I can't remember quite who at the time of recording this video, but yes, they were demolisher cannons, or they were for a demolisher. Now, yes, I'm making Nurgle demolishers, mainly because I don't have really anything that can take out hard stuff in my Nurgle army properly yet, without getting up close and personal. So I thought, hey, let's make some Nurgle demolishers. However, in true Enter the Wolf Time style, in true Nurgle style, I don't really want to go with stuff that's, you know, mechanical as such. I want to stay quite far away from mechanical, but at the same time incorporate a little bit of it. It's kind of like a weird on the edge kind of thing that I've got going. But anyway, I didn't want to buy just a standard Vindicator tank and just fucking put some little gribbly nurgly bits on, put some fucking tentacles coming out of it, fill the hatches up with goo and all that kind of bollocks. I was like, no, I've got to do it the great Jojo Man way. So, as a result, I have started this beast. That's right, phallus cannon, engage. That's right, guys. Well, certainly is big enough to count as a demolisher, not as a demolisher, as a vindicator. What have we got here apart from a phallic-looking penis cannon? Phallic-looking penis cannon, that's a soundbite and a half, innit? Well, basically, we have a Defiler chassis that I ordered online. I have two. I've got two, because there's going to be two of these vindicatory things. We have the mutants off of the Chaos War Shrine, because they just look freaking awesome. No heads, unfortunately. Got jibbed off from the heads, and I got jibbed off from the claws from the sellers on eBay, which I'm not too happy about, so I'll have to follow that one up. But anyway, I wanted them to be kind of lumbering, but at the same time they could move quick enough, so I opted for the two clawed legs at the front, with the phallus cannon going between the legs. Oh my days. What have I made? I'm touching the end of it as well. God damn it. But yeah, so I want it to be like, basically like, maybe a Defiler had fallen in battle or been blown up and Nurgle had gone, hang on, I'll have that. Salvage style. So he salvaged it, took it back to the Garden of Nurgle and has grown it. So as you can see, it's still in its very early stages. We're just going to zoom in over it a little bit. So it's very early stages of construction at the moment. Need to do a hell of a lot more tidying up on this back end here. We've got like the ribbed kind of effect going on underneath. This is all going to get tidied up and all Nurgled up and everything like that. Hopefully I'll get some green stuff before then, because literally the amount of green stuff I have left is this, and Papa Nurgle's hungry. So yeah, I'll have to get on to Adam at Putrid Painting. Well, I've already got 100 inches of green stuff going pretty much, which is pretty good. But anyway, back to the model. So we've got some toxic barrels sticking in the back, and kind of following the same kind of theme that my Nurgle Forge Fiend has got going on. They're going to be all rusted up really nice. The actual Defiler chassis is going to be really rusted as well, and then it's going to look really nice contrast with the green manky Nurgleness that we've got going on over here. I am going to change this guy's arms though, because at the moment he's waving his hands in his head in the air like he don't care. But I don't want that. I'm going to probably replace his arms and the tentacle with Demon Prince arms. However, this guy, I'm probably going to give him like a crabby crab claw and just have him like hunched over like that, because he looks a bit better than this one. Definitely a better sculpt. Plus, look how many hands he's got. He's got 3 hands. You know, that's pretty good if he wants to multitask, I guess. But anyway, so that's the first thing I wanted to show you. So please let me know what you think of the phallus cannon. That's pretty interesting. I really enjoyed making part of that over the weekend. Okay, next thing I've got to show you guys is something really, really cool. There's nothing really tougher than a Nurgle Bike Lord. So I've made a Nurgle Bike Lord. I call him Plague Rider. Dun, 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 dun. As you can see, guys, he's got a freaking awesome chopper. I'm going to zoom in on this just a second. He's got an awesome motorbike. We've got all kinds of bits going on in here. Had to, obviously, this regular Space Marine bikes, Chaos Space Marine bikes, the wheels just aren't big enough. They're these little teeny tiny things and don't look like it would carry a guy anywhere. So I opted for the large back wheel of an Orc truck and then the front wheel, spoke wheel of some other Orc vehicle as well, which looks pretty cool. Looks quite Nurgly, looks quite rustic. We've got the front of the, Hellbrute angled downwards like mandibles. And I also inspired by, I think, is it Rolls-Royce that has that bit, that like, some emblem that comes out on the front, even though Rolls-Royce is a car and this is a bike, but it doesn't really matter. And so I did like a zombie kind of effect coming out the front there. The front of it curves down to give like a front wheel guard, and that was made with the one of the claws from the Hell Pit Abomination. This is really just a cobble of bits, which is absolutely brilliant. It's just a really nice way to use up bits and just use up spare stuff, but yet make something really awesome. We've got the back part of a, I think that's a Carnifex or something, because I wanted this bike to look semi-organic, like Nurgle had taken hold and fleshed it out a little bit. I'm going to Nurgle him up, and yes, he's missing his shoulder pads as well. I've not found suitable ones yet. I think I'm probably going to use the Spellcrow ones, but I can't decide. I'm really not sure. We've got some Nurgliness going on near his neck and stuff like that, and some Nurgliness going on at the bike. Again, this is still very wet in production, but I'm hoping that this is going to be finished by Sunday. But if anyway, the Nurgle Vindicators definitely will be ready. Both of them, hopefully. But anyway, so this guy, pretty cool. He's got a mace, because I plan on giving him being a Nurgle Lord on a bike, which means he's toughness 4, toughness 5, toughness 6, which is really hard to kill. And I'm going to give him the black mace as well, which is a really awesome close combat weapon. And then I'm going to pretty much leave it at that. Maybe give him an invulnerable save or something. But anyway, so that's my Plague Rider. Okay, where am I going to put this guy? Let's put him up there. Also, I've started painting and washing my spawn. Literally done these just now. So there's these guys. They've kind of got like a really weird sickly yellowy tinge. This was done with the secret weapon sewer water as well, wherever it's gone. This stuff here, sewer water. Now it goes on like a really dark green and then goes to like a really odd yellowy colour, which is really interesting. It also looks like it's drying with a gloss finish or a satin finish as well, which is just quite interesting. So I thought you guys might want to see them. Okie dokie, let's get this all sorted. What else have I got? Oh yeah, I've got piles. Worm piles, that is. That's right, guys. I've decided to expand my army using other models from other ranges and other companies. And as cool as Nurglings are, I just couldn't pass up the opportunity to get these worm piles from Heldorado. They're absolutely fantastic miniatures and are so easy to paint, like ridiculously easy. But anyway, let's open these up and let's have a look at what you get with them. So, I mean, I've never played Heldorado before. I don't know what the actual game system is, but you get these little data cards with them, which are quite cool. I might hang on to them in case I do want to start playing Heldorado. Get this little backer. Not blister sealed. Fantastic. No shitty cardboard anyway. You could reuse this packaging if you want to. However, we do have the really shitty bases. I loathe these bases. They just look so cheap and tacky with this rounded edge to it as well. We don't want that. That can fuck off. Got some nice little bits of foam. Remember, guys, remember when you used to get foam in metal blisters, and then you could scrunch the foam up and use it for stippling and stuff? You don't get that anymore. Fuck you, Games Workshop. Fuck you. And by the way, I know there's a Games Workshop employee or someone from Games Workshop offices that snoops on my videos. So, by the way, if you're watching, fuck you, mate. Fuck you. I hope you die, and your family too. But anyway, so let's have a look at the actual pieces here. So we have the main torso of it, which has got this kind of like hollow in the middle. I'm guessing where the worm pile would draw its victims in. Not entirely sure. And we have a couple of different sprues here. We have the head and arm sprue. Now, from the sprues, you can't really tell what most of it is. You can just about tell this is the head, and you can just about tell these are the arms. You also get 3 little sprues of all these little teeny tiny worms on it as well, which is quite interesting, because if you look on the actual torso of it, there's those little holes, so you can actually have these sticking out, just to give it a bit more depth and a bit more of a 3-dimensional feel to it, even though it is a 3D miniature anyway. But yeah, so this is really cool. A couple of grumbles about this. You do have to, well, I did have to use quite a bit of green stuff when I glued the first one together in order to get the joins right, because the joins just aren't that great, but the overall model looks really good. And speaking of the overall model, you guys want to see it half painted, don't you? Yeah, of course you fucking do, guys. Right, so let's just pop that worm pile down there, and I'll show you the one that I've kind of got semi-painted. And here he is. I originally started off painting him, what colour was this? I started off painting him dead flesh, but then I realised it just didn't look worm-like enough. So then I went over it with pale flesh from Vallejo. Then I used the Secret Weapon sewer water wash to wash it down, and then I blasted it very, very lightly with Games Workshop's Old Leviathan Purple, and it turned out really, really nice. Looks like a horrible dirty pile of worms. Gonna get some gloss varnish on this as well to make it look really wet and gribbly. As you can see there, guys, I might give it like a slight dry brush or something, but other than that, I think I'm gonna leave it. Because once I get the shine on it with the gloss varnish, it'll pretty much paint itself with the light. I'm going to redo the green on the base as well, because it kind of went a bit dark when I put the washes over it. Okie dokie, so what else do I have to show you guys? Well, firstly, I was actually looking at... oh, where is it now? Sorry guys, one second, let me get in the letter. I've actually forgotten the company that I got these next miniatures off. Oh, that's right, Heresy Miniatures. If anybody is looking for really cool, Nurgle looking bugs and insects, this is the place to go. I'll put a link in the doobly-doo down below, because I managed to get my hands on some of these awesome little tick things. Now, these guys were actually enough to make me go, ugh, and shudder quite a bit, and I thought, that is disgusting. I have to have that in my Nurgle army. As you can see, I've base coated these already. Absolutely wonderful little miniatures. I think the more you order, like the bigger bulk you order off Heresy Miniatures or whatever it is, the cheaper you get them, because I actually have a small little unit of them, because I was like, I wanted to use these. These are going to be my Nurgle Furies for my Demons part of my Nurgle army. Mainly because I didn't want to use the Games Workshop Furies because they look fucking shit, and I wanted something that looked quite pathetic. Oh, my compressor's going off. Let's turn you off there, because I'm sure it's going to get on the audio track. So yeah, so these look pathetic enough, but yet gross enough to be Furies in a Nurgle army. Now you might be thinking, oh, Jojo man, why are you using Furies? They're shit. Because they're cheap, and because they're fast, and because you can chuck them at stuff and not give a shit about them. That's why. But anyway, so these horrible little, these are called Hellmites. These horrible little ticks. Where's me little, where's it gone? Where's me, me bag where I had them in? Fuck's sake. You put stuff down, and here it is. So when you get them, they come in these little baggies here like this. There's no fancy packaging on them, and literally all they are is a body and a set of legs. And that's pretty much it. Such a simple miniature to put together. Literally, there's no brain. An idiot could do this. Maybe, I mean, even one of the Games Workshop head office guys could probably do this, to be honest. There's a bit of flashing you've got to clean up, and there's a little bit of filling that you need because it doesn't quite go right. But I'm sure that once I get some layers of paint on there, I've already kind of used some liquid green stuff to fill up the worst parts of the gaps here. Once I get some paint and stuff, that should all go pretty fine. But you get 3 in a pack, and like I said, how much? Where's my thing gone that I had from him? I think I'll see how I got 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I got 15 of them. 15 of these little delights for about 20 odd quid, which is pretty decent considering they're all metal, and everybody knows how much I love my metal miniatures. Not much mould release on them, I've got to say. Pretty nice, pretty clean, but yeah, they're going to look really, really cool, considering I've got, like I say, I've got an entire, oh god, camera's not coming, I've got an entire unit of them over there waiting to run about and run at stuff. Now guys, I'm going to have to be really quick. In fact, I'm going to stop this for a second, and there's going to be a bit of a jump cut whilst I plug my charger in. Okay, guys, so that's that jump cut done. Sorry about that. I keep forgetting to plug my charger in, mainly because I've got my compressor running down there. But anyway, let's pop these guys in the baggie. I need to assemble those. Oh yeah, these Helmites are bought without bases as well, so that's why they were probably a little bit cheaper also. So I'm going to chuck them over there. Now guys, you might have seen just a second when I showed you my little horde of Helmites. We've got some very odd looking things indeed. We have these guys. Well, guess what guys? I'm doing some more Nurgle cultists. But again, I like the ones that the Chaos cultists that they have already, but I'd rather make my own. Now, these guys are made out of Skaven Plague Monks, which is pretty cool, because there's not an awful lot I'm going to have to do to paint them. So, what are they? They're Skaven Plague Monks with Max Mini zombie heads, and, if I can find it, Max Mini just Chaos Guy heads. So make them look like they're in various stages of decay. Obviously the heads are a lot smaller there, and the heads are a lot larger there. So these are like the zombie kind of heads and stuff. But yeah guys, so I've got an entire like 20 of these guys. Now, Skaven Plague Monks like £20.50 for a box of 20, which means they're pretty much £1 each. Max Mini heads, I think I spent about a tenner on 20 heads, but you get a hell of a lot of bang for your buck when you convert them up this way. And one of the nice things about them is that I'm not going to have to do that much painting. Literally, it's going to be a base coat, well, an undercoat, a prime of some colour. I don't really know what I'm going to prime them in. It's going to then be, I'm going to take a couple of them and do a few of them different variations of brown. Then it's going to be a case of paint anywhere that's exposed, hence the heads and the arms and the hands. Anywhere that's exposed is going to be painted like a really dirty, horrible, like pale flesh kind of colour. The whole thing's going to get washed in like a green, and then the whole thing's going to get washed in a brown. And that's going to create pretty much the entire effect for these cultists. As you can see there, guys, what we're going to do is we're just going to pan across them. But that is 20 cultists ready to rock there, because I need some more cultists in the army, because I've realised I've not got that many troops choices. Hopefully I've also got 10 Nurgle Chaos Space Marines coming in on the old eBays as well, coming in the post. But yeah guys, that is pretty much it. What a load of stuff that was. I'm really running out of space, so what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to say goodbye. Leave a comment in the doobly-doo down below, tell me what you think, and I'll see you guys again. Goodbye.